What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dore back again with another podcast. I hope everyone's all good and it's been roasting all day in Nottingham. But today, we're going to round up with all what's been happening. It's been a hectic week for Nottingham Forest and there's Nottingham Forest fans. But I thought today, let me get the panel in and get their opinions on it because you don't hear my voice again, as always. I don't know what Dylan's doing. But yeah, people, if you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and shout out to my sponsors, Match Bingo, as well. If you like playing bingo, click on the
bingo.
What? Again, what's wrong with this Australian dude, man?
You said if you like playing bingo, and I said bingo because I hit bingo.
What, have you scanned the code yet? You are.
No, I don't think I can because I'm in another country. So just check the laws.
I'll make you scan it. I'll make you scan it. I'll make you scan it. People, if you want to scan it, please do it and help me, my support. Right. Let's get the panel in. He's opened his mouth already. The man himself, Aussie Day. How you doing, Aussie Day?
Yeah, Ben, woke up just to come on your show with you, and I just want to firstly thank Dylan for wearing the Australian green and yellow Nottingham Forest outfit to make me certainly feel welcome. Just always excited to chat about Forest fans. I think we have a responsibility to play, Ben, in terms of our reaction with the Nottingham Forest club. It's a time of pressure, and I just don't think panicking and making a 40 million, 50 million buy on a player after we lose Morgan, Gibbs-White and Alanga, who at times have been questionable players for us, is a good move for us. So looking forward to getting with that. And of course, anytime I get to hang out with my wrestling buddy, Steve, who escaped getting his beard trimmed last time I was on the show, is just a great time. So great to see you, Steve. You're looking sharp, buddy.
Thank you. In the right light.
I think Oz Davis he's already introduced to Dylan and Steven, so there's no point me.
Sorry.
There's no point. Listen to me. We've got the man himself, Dylan. I've got the Welsh guy, Steve. I don't know what Dylan's back for, but he was begging to come on. So he's.
Are you? Wait. Let's get it. Are you doing a show tonight? Yes, with Welsh Steve, Aussie Dave. Do you want to come on? Okay. That was just the extent of the conversation.
You're on now, aren't you? So stop whinging. He's not whinging.
Your viewers will go up now because I've been on for like.
He's not been on. He's not been on for a long time, people. He's not on for a long time. I'm sweating because there's going to be war in this podcast because.
You're sweating, Dore. Are you all right? What's going on?
It's hot. I'm really hot, and that's why.
I'm wearing a jumper.
Yeah, because you're you, isn't it? That's why.
It's winter with you. It's winter with you. It's our blazing sunshine outside us.
Right, before
you guys just can't handle the heat, can you?
Before we do start, we're going to get for the panel. Dan, how you doing, Pierce, as well? Kel, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're well. The North American evening panel. Hope you have a great summer. Whatever happens, hope supporters don't hate Muck White. Gives us all for Nottingham Forest. Come on, you Reds. And Stefan, hello, chats and Dave. Looking forward to today's discussion. Wait. Why is he getting all the love? Come on, what about the rest of us? Oh, because I bet he's Australian. That's what it is.
Yeah, Stefo's Australian. He's from Canberra. We love Stefan.
I know Australians got to stick together and all that, but come on, show some love to us. Come on, Stefan. Come on. And last but not least, yes, Price, it is going to rain tomorrow. I hope it bloody does. Right, where are we starting, lads? Where are we starting? Gibbs-White.
Let's start with the Chesterfield match, Ben. It was so exciting.
I fell asleep with the 4-minute highlight reel.
Oh, I'm so glad that I didn't spend a couple of bucks on the stream because I've been burnt by the Nottingham Forest live stream of those pre-season matches before, and I was so pleased for myself when I saw it was.
It was a first game. It was the first pre-season game. So, What players stood out? David Carmo, Stamich, Omar Richards, Dale Richards played as Dale Taylor played. Who else?
Omar Richards, then?
Huh?
Let's talk about Omar Richards because he was more fringe player than the others. Is he still a fringe?
He'd be gone.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he'll be gone.
Out of the returning players, the only one that looks decent is that Carmo. He's a big lump. He looked all right.
He looked all right, but you know what? You can't judge on one game, can we? That's the thing. I know disrespect to Chesterfield, great stadium as well, but Nah, I can't.
Aren't we playing Monaco on Friday there?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
Against Monday. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going
Friday.
to start.
Yeah, Dore.
Does anyone talk about Chesterfield game? It wasn't
No,
excited.
no,
I just want to say the Alfie mentioned Jimmy Sinclair, the young lad came on.
Yes, he stood out. He stood out.
He's on a lot of praise online as well. I thought he looked. What is he? Was he Ben 18, 19?
18.
Probably
18.
that. He looked a bit of a. He's getting stuck in as well for the preseason friendly. He was treating it a bit like a cup game in some ways. Had something to prove. But
Right.
Gibbs-White play? Oh, sorry, no, he was in
Right.
numbers,
Okay. Right. Let's start with it because we start with.
Open the floodgates. Let's open the floodgates.
Let's open the floodgates because as well, people in the comments as well get involved. I'm gonna get these. You've heard my voice about Gibbs-White, and yeah, I was a bit cheesed off with it. Who wants to start? Who wants to start with the Gibbs-White one?
I'll start, Ben.
Go on, Ozzy. Go on.
And how many podcasts have I been on where people have discussed whether Elliot Anderson should be in the 10 or Morgan Gibbs-White? It's happened a lot of times. So the fact, let's not get the graduation eyes with Morgan Gibbs-White. The flicks and the things, they've been annoying at times. And so we've got that sale going on. Then you've also got Anthony Elanga being sold at the same time for a good profit. And so at times there were discussions around, well, would you put Jota Silva in for Anthony Elanga, which I said at the time was wrong. Now, Nottingham Forest is presented as the land of opportunity for these ex-Chelsea, Manchester City players. And we've just had two up-and-coming players come and play for us for a couple of years and then move on to the next thing. What if, then? What if we've just done brilliant business and sold two of the players at their height of their powers? Can they get better? And so if we've just gone and banked 120 million pounds, that's like two enormous sales for us that we couldn't have imagined 3 years ago. We might actually be in a better position and it might actually be a good thing for us. It's annoying, but maybe we're in a better spot, Ben.
Steve, do you agree or disagree with what he says?
Never thought of it that way.
Go on. Expanded on it.
No, he makes a good point. He makes a good point, but I think we all knew. I think we all knew that Elanga was going to go because of last season. Newcastle had interest in him last summer, so I think it could have been probably a gentleman's agreement. Look, one more season with us. If they still want you, you can go. Do you know what I mean? Made a nice, tidy profit on him. Do you know what I mean? So, yes, he is good, but there's probably more wingers out there, or fast wingers that you can find. Do you know what I mean? It's just the Gibbs-White situation. It's just the last 72 hours, Jesus Christ, we've gone from hearing Tottenham wanted him and everyone going, yeah, all right. Then next minute going to a release clause and we're like, hey, what's going off? Then we're going to, shit, what's the owner doing? Do you know what I mean? Why is he selling him? And then next minute, no, the owner's like, no, you're not going anywhere. I'm pulling the plug. I'm suing the arse off everyone. Do you know what I mean? What's going off? So I think, me personally, before we say it, I think under everything, what we've seen in the media, what we've heard, you can put two and two together. I think he can't play for the club again. I don't think
it's too unsavoury and clouded, isn't it, Dylan? So
yeah, it's just the club. I think now by listening to what you're hearing is that the owner, probably the manager, the staff don't trust him anymore because at the end of the day, it was a manufactured move from him or his agent, from whoever, and it's, do you know what I mean? And it's felt at the wayside.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I want to make a comment on the leak. So when they make the contract agreement between Morgan Gibbs-White and Nottingham Forest 3 years ago, they put the clause in, the release clause in for £60 million. Now, at the time, Nottingham Forest probably will not have wanted to put that in, but they will have reluctantly put it in under the agreement that it's under an NDA. Now, people can say, oh, these things get released and things can get out. No, they shouldn't. Because if you make that agreement under that NDA, then the people in the room lose their credibility in the game if it comes out. So if there's some recruitment person in Nottingham Forest that's let Tottenham know that wasn't Morgan Gibbs-White or Morgan Gibbs-White agent, then that person can't work in football anymore for a club and isn't going to be signed. There's only two people that are going to release that information. It's Morgan Gibbs-White agent and Morgan Gibbs-White. And they've gone and done that because it's to their financial benefit to release that. And so that has compromised Morgan Gibbs-White's relationship with Tottenham. And Tottenham should not have acted on that information because it was essentially insider trading. And so now the risk that Tottenham runs, if Marinakis goes in, which he probably should and will, and we should talk about Marinakis in his relationship with the league and how everyone doesn't side with us. But if he goes them, the worst case scenario for Tottenham is that they've tapped up the player before they were allowed to, and they cop a transfer ban. And so there's no way they're going to want to do that. And so Tottenham are going to have to start.
They can't prove it. How can they prove it?
The problem is he's not going to be able to prove it. But if he's got to prove it, then he's going to pause the transfer, and then nothing's going to happen. So what will happen is Tottenham will just team-ats it, throw money at the situation, and just offer more money close to what Nottingham Forest might be prepared to accept to get the transfer to go through. Because to your point, he's never playing for us again.
But this is Daniel Levy, isn't it? Do you know what I mean, he's that silly to get told that he's got a £60 million buyout clause instead of going, oh, I'll offer you 55. Oh, that won't cut it. All right, we'll go to 60. Do it that way, or I'll go 60.5. Or do you know what I mean? He had to go on the nose because he's too tight.
What's your stance on it, Steve? Do you agree or disagree with what Aussie Dave and Dylan says?
I think the whole Gibbs-White thing has come up. It's just, well, it was just a mess, isn't it? I mean, he was our poster boy, blue-eye boy, best player, yada, yada, yada. It's come at worst timing, obviously with the Alanga sale as well within a couple of days. The way Gibbs-White has gone about it with the agent and what the boys have said. And also the value is way below what we think he's worth. He can never play for the club again. I mean, the last time we were in this kind of scenario was with Van Hooijdonk, but he managed to get his way back into the team. But look how that panned out. Gibbs-White, if he's called back, which he will be, if he's not obviously a Spurs player, then he'll have to go back to the training. How is he going to be treated back in the dressing room? He'll probably be in the bomb squad. Whoever thought that 6 months ago, if you had said Gibbs-White would have been in the bomb squad, he would have laughed. But it's the way it's going. He's going to have to train. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it, really? It's just, I think 60 million is just pennies in this day and age for a player of that ability as well. I mean, we'd be,
But 3 years ago, sorry, Stephen, but 3 years ago when we signed him, 60 million, yes, on a 42.5 million contract, yes, it is silly. But 3 years ago, 60 million didn't seem too much. Would have been a bit of 60 million. Plus, he wasn't proven in the Premier League. So we took a gamble on him. Yes, he come good and he's come better than we expected. Yes, they probably should have tried to get a new contract out of him. Maybe they did. Maybe he refused it. Maybe, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of ifs, buts, or maybes. Do you know what I mean?
Dylan, if we apply the pre-season thinking, or the not pre-season, when we lost to Leicester, would you take seventh and all that? If when we signed Morgan Gibbs-White for £35 million, and you just said 3 years later that guy's going to become our key guy and he's going to lead us back to Europe and help us escape relegation twice, and then we're going to sell him for £60 million, there's no way you wouldn't take that deal. That's like a terrific outcome for us and how that's worked. He's been an iconic player for us for a couple of years. It's just annoying because it was fast and surprising. It's annoying because it's the same time as Alanga, and it's annoying because we feel like we're having our pants pulled down because we think he's probably worth 70, 80 or 90.
And another thing is, let's remember one thing. No player is bigger than the badge. And what we've got to be careful, we are, he's going to read all these comments and blah, 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 and we don't want to make him out to, we don't want to make his head any bigger than it is and his ego. Clearly, the guy's got a bit of an ego about him. And, I mean, look at the Wolves fans now. A lot of Forest fans are like saying you were right all along. And like a lot of, it's left a bad taste in our mouths now with Gibbs-White, unfortunately. If he does, when he does leave, it's a bit of a sour way to leave. Unlike Alanga, who's left with a bit of dignity, Gibbs-White, unfortunately, you hate to say it, is going to leave with a bit of a sour taste of the way it's been handled. And also, we can't build it. I mentioned you in a week tonight, Ben, is that this may be a blessing as well in that some players, and Dave has mentioned a certain name in Anderson, with our main man leaving, someone's got to step up. We're all like as Forest fans.
Right. Let me.
He's better, Ben.
But Ben,
Anderson's better than Gibbs-White.
Ben,
what?
Anderson is better than Gibbs-White.
Wait. People in the chat. Is Anderson better than Gibbs-White? Come on.
Anderson's not going to prove to be better than Gibbs-White.
Can I just say one thing though as well though? Is some players will have to step up now because we've lost our star man who assists goals. I think he should score more goals anyway. I think as someone mentioned, I seen a comment. His goal return isn't great. If you think about it, his goal return, his assist and his creativity and all that, setting up goals, great. But his goal return isn't great, right? But players like Anderson now will have to step up. And maybe we will go from...
You will never have to see a Morgan Gibbs-White corner again, Steve. Ever.
You lot, that's harsh, man. Gibbs-White's one of my better players, man.
But Gibbs-White, if you think about it, in 3 years, the only game he put in probably 80 minutes, 90 minutes performance was probably against Brighton at home. And we won 7-0. So I know I'm maybe sticking the knife in you a little bit, but I am a bit bitter and sour because I didn't want him to go, and especially to Spurs. No disrespect to Spurs fans out there, but I see it as a bit of it's not a step up. Come on,
you know what? Out of all this, out of this last 72 hours, and you know what? I'm going to say it, and I'll probably get told licking his arse or whatever. But you've got to give it to Marinakis. He's stepped up for this club yet again and gone, do you know what? All right, I'm going to make us look like idiots again, but I'm stopping the deal. I'm going to do whatever I can to do whatever, to pull the plug or whatever I need to, because I want more money. And do you know what I mean? We've got to give him some kudos.
Dylan, let me say something. People talk. So when I think again, I'm still saying my opinion on it. Don't you think Marinakis knew about that release clause?
No.
Yes, he did.
No.
I directly did.
You don't have a dog on bark. You don't have a dog on bark yourself, do you? So you won't know every ins and outs to everything. Look at the recruitment.
He gets the last sale. Everything, Dylan.
Yeah, but the
release clause, Dylan, he definitely knew because it's a sticking point. Because it's an opportunity for him to have his pants pulled down, and it's a. When they signed Morgan Gibbs-White, he was the biggest signing that Nottingham Forest had ever made. Yeah, he definitely was across. He was definitely across all of those elements, and that's why it's frustrating because he will have felt that Morgan Gibbs-White was his poster boy, and we had the big signs to Morgan Gibbs-White and all that sort of thing, and Gibbs-White's done Marinakis in because he's let him go for 60 million. And so what will happen with that 60 million? Let's just say it should be 80 million, right? The agent, the manager of Tottenham, whoever it is doing across this deal, that 20 million that we didn't get will get amortized across the rest of that group. And that's how that make money. And so Marinakis is feeling that his boy's done him in. And that's why he's pissed. And he's right to be pissed. And
maybe
the funny thing we've got now is that everyone's against Forest because of the way Marinakis acts. And I like it. I like the way Evangelo Marinakis acts around the Premier League and threatening people.
Dave, you got a tiger behind you.
Yeah, got a...
It's Forest's new signing. Sign him up.
He's fast. Little Rico, very, very fast.
Don't forget the recruitment team that started when we first was in the Premier League. They signed all these players, and if you remember, something kicked off. I can't remember what it was, but something kicked off, and Marinakis sacked them all. If you remember, because didn't a player get signed, or was it over the Omar Richards signing?
Yeah,
or
Richards, yeah.
Or over something, and he sacked the whole recruiting team and redid them again. That's why I say maybe he didn't know. Maybe he was like aware of a buyout clause, but then maybe he thought it was not as much. But like I say, why I think he doesn't know is because he's the owner. He employs someone to write them contracts, to sort them negotiations out. Look, yeah, all right, I'll green light it, but you sort it out.
The only thing I would say that doesn't sit well with me, and I know it's a lot of media talk and PR talk, right, is around the semi-final and the Man City thing and Pep and Man City sniffing, the club came out and it was all over everywhere. The club won 100 million for Gibbs-White.
Yeah.
Where did that go? And all of a sudden, then Daniel Levy triggers a £60 million release clause. But only about 2 months ago, Forest were adamant they were 100 mil. Is that because it is Man City and they got more money and they don't want to be bullied and so on? But then all of a sudden, then drop of a hat in 24 hours, Spurs are in talks with Gibbs-White. That doesn't sit well with me, and this is why I'm kind of sitting on the fence with Dylan that I don't think Marinakis and the people in charge now fully knew on that release clause, because they 1 minute they're like, no, Man City, you need to spend big bucks. All of a sudden, they bend it over for Spurs. That is, to me, it's a bit shady. All that is don't sit well with me at all.
The sale's going to happen. I think it's if Levy comes to Marinakis in the end and says, "All right, we'll give you 70." Just cut. You do it.
Could we get 60 million and a player involved with it? Maybe a sweetener. Maybe they can give us Solanke. I'd be happy with that.
Can I just flip it? And again, Scott, I just read your message.
Scott's message is good.
Yeah, Scott's message is good because we've got to look at it and say Gibbs-White is still one of our best players. Let's keep it one.
Oh yeah,
he's still one of the best players. And I've said it on my podcast for the last 3 seasons. Right, I see it on another podcast. No, I don't know which one. I'll say it in a minute. The first 2 seasons in Premier League, he was in a relegation dogfight for us. The 3rd season, he got us into Europe, and now because all this has happened,
everyone's just going to Europe on his own, did they?
Yeah, but Dylan's
No.
He's
a part of it, Ben, because the basis.
He's a part of it. He's not the reason, Ben.
No. I think Malenkovic and Murillo played a. This is my own opinion. The Sells and the back four were more important than Gibbs-White and
Anderson. They were the 2 additions to the team that lifted them up. They had basically the same team the season before, and we finished 16th or whatever it was. And then suddenly Marinakis and Anderson turn up, and then we're like world beaters.
I know Alanga and Gibbs-White set them up for a lot of the goals and the chances, but Wood probably was more important in some ways, because without his, 20-odd goals.
But Taiwo, if fit,
sorry, Ben, we kind of.
No. I just.
It's only my opinion, isn't it?
No. I just feel that. I just feel about it. Like I said, all the crap that he's had. Like I said, with all this contract clause and everything. Look at him as a player. I think he's one of our best players. And
he is one of our best players. There's no denying that.
But at the same time, like I said, what I'm frustrated with is the 60 million. This was again with everyone. This was, I think, angered everyone because
too low.
And it's
right. Let's keep it real. How much is he worth? Let's keep it real. How much is he worth? Huh?
100 million. 100 million.
Well, he's worth what someone's prepared to pay for him, Ben. And
how much
75. So therefore, he's worth 75.
100. I'd say 100 million.
I would say about 80.
So we're leaving 15, 20 million pounds on the table, which is the equivalent of a Danilo or a Malenkovic. That's pretty annoying.
I'm not being funny. If Jack Grealish can go for 100 million, so can Gibbs-White. Yeah. And he's got more potential.
People in chat, do you agree or disagree on it?
But if he's not going to, but the problem is, no one was going to shell out 100 million for him. Do you know what I mean? So you was looking at 70. Like I said earlier,
let's keep it real, right? Man City wanted him for 70 million, 75 million.
They didn't, because they didn't buy him.
Yeah, but they wanted him.
Yeah, but I want a Ferrari, but I ain't paying for one. But it's true though. It's like, do you know what I mean? But Man City, everyone knew leading up to the end of the season that he was Man City. And Man City, I would have been happy. Let him go. Do you know what I mean? He's going on to bigger and faster feet. Arsenal, let him go. And I think it's all to do with, like the release clause, but Tottenham, they finished below us.
Champions League, Dylan. It's Champions League.
All right, so they get Champions League, right? So they play Champions League this season, get knocked out in the group stages, and end up 14th and probably 5 places below Forest. I'm just saying. Then where does it go from? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
They're a basket case club. How many managers did they sack? They were lucky to
Yeah.
get to the Champions League as it was. They
Do you
think
think
they're a big
it's
team.
the right club for him, David? Do you think it's the right club for him?
Well, at least there he might actually make the team because they're not as good as Manchester City. So in many ways, he might be able to elevate them the same way that he did Forest. He's got his mate Jono there. Maybe.
I don't know.
You're hardly quaking in your boots at Tottenham visiting your stadium, though, are you?
I don't know. I'm still a bit. I don't know.
Do you know what? Do you know how the people are saying let's give him kudos for what he's done for the club? Fair play. He'd do whatever. I think the problem is people are angry with the fact of now if he'd have come out, he's gone to Tottenham for 60 million. It's gone through this weekend. Sayonara, see you later, and we've not heard nothing else. Then we'd have been like, everyone would have been like, what's Marinakis doing? What's going on? What's this? But now we know Marinakis is going, whoa, hold on a minute. I'm not sanctioning this. Who's put the £60 million in? Do you know what I mean? We haven't done this. You've done this wrong. Why are you going down to London? We've not agreed this. So, and I think that's what's angered everyone because then everyone's looked at it and gone, all right, well, Forest are not the ones touting him out and trying to sell him. Who's doing it? And the only 2 people that can do it is Morgan Gibbs-White and his agent.
Correct.
And I think that's what's angered people is to go, hold on a minute. Do you know what I mean? You wanted out of this, so why did you want out of the club? If you want out of it and go and play for Man City and that, do you know what I mean? But why go? It seems shady. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, shady, 100%.
That's what everyone's angry at. Not at what he's achieved at the club, because he will go down as one of the great players. Do you know what I mean? To do what he's done. But I just think
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
I just think it's the whole shadiness of it.
Yeah, you're right. It's just underhanded. And from someone that Marinakis trusted, that's what just puts a cloud over it. And it's a shame for him because now he's going to turn up at Forest and he's going to get booed.
Well, he won't be there. I can see him going. Sorry, Steve. I can see him going back to the training ground probably tomorrow when he probably had to report tomorrow. He's probably had to walk. He's probably got to walk in there tomorrow with his agent, with Marinakis sat in the chair, pull him in the office. What the hell? And it wouldn't surprise me by Wednesday, Thursday, he's gone to Tottenham, but we've got 70, 75 million.
That's what's going to happen.
If they're willing to pay. Or he won't play for the club and he'll be going out on loan to Olympiacos.
That's what I did. I said this yesterday. Marinakis will be like, nah, he's not going to Spurs. Send to Olympiacos or wherever.
Unless he comes out with a massive apology. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to slate the bloke. If I see him in the street, I'll shake his hand. Thank you for what you've done.
Is that no? That's what. No, you know what? And that's what I'm saying.
We don't know the ins and outs, but what we know from looking in, and all the reporters are saying, listening to people close to the club, Marinakis. I heard one today from was it Alex Crook? He said that Marinakis is fuming with Gibbs-White because he had a gentleman agreement with him that he could leave the club only if it was for a team of big stature like a Man City or an Arsenal.
Which it hasn't been.
I think as fans, we get, we get trapped in this naivety of, are the players loyal? And there's no loyalty in football.
No.
Why should there be, Steve? These guys are doing it for a living. I can tell you, I bet you right now, if Ben Dore was offered a life-changing amount of money to become the podcaster for Tottenham Spurs, he would. And you can say that he wouldn't. No. And he can frown and say that he wouldn't. But if he was given
what are you talking about? I will never do that.
If you were given a life-changing amount of money, you would do it. Because you would. You would do it. Because you would do it. If I was going to give you £10 million over 3 years to podcast the Spurs, you would do it, Ben. You would, because it would set up your family. You would do it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I'm telling you. And so Morgan Gibbs-White is taking the money, and he has to.
Okay, I'll take 10 million. I'll take 10 million then. I'll do a Gibbs-White. I'll do a Gibbs-White. I'm just like, I got a release clause, first day.
Yeah. But that being said, there's morals and there's ways to go around things. Now, we view these players, we view these players as our idols, superstars, people we look up to, our age. We look at these as these superstars on the pitch and this and that, and they're on stupid money, but yet what they produce on a Saturday, we love and all that. But then when you got Gibbs-White coming out and he said in that video, "There's no other club I want to play for," he's kissing the badge. We do the big Trent then sign for him. He's wrapping it up.
It's hard for any player to leave a club, Steve. So
for me,
think about Forest legend players over the years, players that have left Forest and gone to a competitor or gone to a bigger, like other than Stuart Pearce, who was so reluctant to leave because we got relegated. Like it's pretty hard to leave these teams. We're so passionate and we fall in love with these players. It makes it very difficult to leave and move on. I'm still bitter about Brennan Johnson.
The most loyal player in the history of football is Matt Letizia, because he stayed at Southampton, and at the time he could have gone
from home and away. He didn't need money, Steve.
But he could have gone to bigger clubs back in the day, and he stayed with Southampton. Now, in our team now, the longest servant is Ryan Yates, and he's Dave's friend, and he's outlived all these players, and he's stayed with us. There's going to come a point where maybe he'll move on, but it's just like I said. There's ways of going around it and how you handle it, like the Pierre Van Hooijdonk thing. I'll go back to that. What he did in that Division 1, it was called then, with Kevin Campbell up front, was remarkable. Like, he was unplayable. And then also he spat his dummy out, we got promoted, and then the rest is history. It's the way you go around things. I was gutted when, I go back to it, when Andy Reid, and Michael Dawson were soaked, but they were soaked because of financial reasons. It's it with Wes Morgan. We soaked him to stay afloat. We soaked him for £1 million to Leicester City because that's how much in dire straits we were at the time. I was gutted when he left. But again, he probably didn't want to go, but he had to leave. But this Gibbs-White, the reason why I think we run off emotion here is because someone's mentioned it already. I think Dylan said it, is because we're angry about it, because we're looking at it. It's happened so quick. It's the way it's been handled. And it's like our best player has been sold and going to a club we think, in our eyes, it may be a bit patronising, but we don't see it as a step up for him. It's like we know best.
It's a slight step up, Steve. It is a step up. They've got a Spurs
are a bigger club, I give them that. But we are looking at it from, we always go Spursy and they're a cursed club. And like you said, Dave, they probably stacked it, Thomas Frank, by the end of the season anyway. So that being said, it's just, we get very emotionally attached and we get bitter. And the way players leave, we view it as, if you leave with your head held high, like a bit like Elanga did, we respect that.
But Elanga left right. Elanga went because we knew it was coming. We knew Gibbs-White was going to go. If Man City came in through, we wouldn't be having this debate. It was, like I say, it's just the whole, because we know the ins and outs of it now, it's just the way it's been. Now, if he comes out and says on Twitter or whatever, and says, I mean, if he ends up staying at the club, he's going to have to come out with a statement and say, sorry.
He's not staying at the club, Dylan.
He's not saying that.
I change of tact, fellas. I tell you what worries me is I remember seeing the Colin Cooper sale news and thinking, this is the start of a bad run of player departures.
Me too, Dave. Yeah, that one.
Remember when Colin? I remember reading it and I remember thinking, oh, this is not good. And then Campbell went, and then Pierre Van Hooijdonk went on strike, and Steve Stone eventually went, and the heart of that team got ripped out. And so I can understand a little bit of fear for the Forest fans and likening it to that situation where just the heart of the team got ripped out. And so,
well, the owners did that. The owners at the time did that for financial reasons. Our owner doesn't. Our owner knows full well.
Yeah, but Dylan, no. The Colin Cooper one, he fell out with Dave Bassett.
Whatever. But you know, this is what I said to someone today, right? As much as you know, Marinakis owns Olympiacos. We all know that. He knows to breed success, to win European football, to win his league, he needs the best players. The last thing he's going to do is look at Forest and go, oh, well, we've got into Europe after 30 years. Let me tell you what, I'm going to take the heart and rip it all out and just
That's true.
because he loses big time. Elanga wanted to go, but Elanga went for what? Went for a £40 million profit, take away 8 million or whatever. But he went for a 30 million pound profit. So that helps on the books for sustainability and helps to bring other players in. I can understand why that was done. Yeah. And like you say, I think there's other wingers out there. You can find them with his speed that you can try and match. Yeah. No doubt about it. Do you know what I mean? And to me, looking at his Marinakis' outrage now on the news, I'm suing him. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Tells me he didn't want him to go. He doesn't want to rip it apart. If he goes, I can see us dropping 5, 6, 7 players down at big prices.
Before we do the next topic, like I said, there's quite a lot of people talking about Gibbs-White and Paul Newman, who's a member to the channel. If you want to be a member, people, please hit the dollar sign. It kind of helps the channel a lot. And if any super chats, again, help me out as well. So Paul says, 6 million tops for me. He won't be missing his shooting, set pieces, or silly tricks or flicks. Good it to him. By the end of the window, he'll be stronger without him. Hope can screw him a bit more than from Spurs. But like I said, I'm going to say my little thing about him. Like I said, I'm not going to be disrespectful to Mark Gibbs-White, but I know there's a few other people on other podcasts has been really disrespectful for him. But end of the day, it happens everywhere, every club, and I think Marinakis.
You can be angry though, Ben. It's not being disrespectful. It's being situation.
No. People can be angry, but there's a bit where people can get cross the line.
Yeah, that's what we are. We're angry. Now, if I see him in the street, I'll shake his hand. I'll give him a hug. Do you know what I mean? do you know what I mean? I'd give him respect his mum and dad and stuff like that. I would not call him names. And we would, and us four, I don't think we would do that. And our little group we wouldn't do that. But we can be angry.
You know, with all football fans, we're all like the word fickle. And like so we can be good with it, and then something happens, we turn bad. And that's how I think it is. But the Marcus White, I think he's been one of our best players for a long, long time. And again, that's how I feel. And now this has happened. Like I said, I'm angry because of 60 million. It is what it is. But any last things about Gibbs-White before we do the next topic? On that, anything else? Steve?
Just an Anderson's better in the 10.
I hope he scores for England and we win the World Cup.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't score for England.
Against Australia.
Oh, goodness me.
Are Australia in the World Cup?
Yeah, we're in the World Cup.
Remember
what happened at Upton Park? 2003-3-1. Very cool.
I can't remember that far back.
Steve? What,
no, we don't get to play you very often.
I'll just say one thing on the Gibbs-White thing. I know if he rocks up, which he probably will, obviously now, in his Spurs shirt next year at the City Ground, and it'll be very interesting to see what kind of reaction he gets. And if he does that pose in front of the A block or the Trent end,
I don't think he would. I don't know. I think he would.
Because he can do that.
He's reading comments. He's going to get a boost from the. He's going to get a boost, and he's going to. You just know he's going to come back home.
No, I don't. When everyone wears a Forest shirt, I don't. I will never boo him because you want the player to do well, don't you? That's like the thing.
Well, it's also
you want players to do well in your shirt. I do it.
Oh yeah.
You really think I want him to go and rock up for Spurs and get him to win the FA Cup or even the Premier League? No.
Here's the short side of this with that, Steve, is that you want to present Nottingham Forest as a land of opportunity, and good things will happen in your life if you go and play for Nottingham Forest. And so if Gibbs-White, Brandon Johnson, Anthony Langer, anyone else, Gustavo Scarpa, anyone who leaves, we want their life to be better for coming to Nottingham Forest because that will help us get better players in the future.
You mentioned Scarpa, David. You mentioned Scarpa. Bloody Scarpa. What are you mentioning?
He's an example of a player who came to us.
The best thing about Scarpa, the pass he did against Southampton away. That's all he did.
But he's a good example of where it went wrong, and that was a shame because you want players to come to your team and their life to improve, not get worse.
But I'm not going to open a rabbit hole here. It's a whole different discussion, and I'm an advocate for it. We are becoming like other teams in the Premier League, bar the top 6. We just feeder clubs for them. End of. That's the way it's going.
We will be.
We will breed them for them, and you can run off a list of players from these other clubs who've gone to these so-called Big 6. We are just there, and I've had a long discussion with an Aston Villa supporter. He's in the same camp. All these teams like us are being cherry picked off just to fund them. Like I've just seen that Pedro score for Chelsea now from Brighton, kissing the badge and all that. Really, he's been there for 2 minutes. Come on.
You know what I mean? Last week.
3 years ago, we weren't even a feeder club for them, Steve. So we have moved up.
Yeah,
because it'll be a time where Murillo, Milenkovic, Aina, even maybe Marcel's will be with, these big 6 will come in, or they've had a good season, or we'll cherry pick them, and then Brighton will have a good player, or we'll take him. Wolves have a good player. I spoke to a Wolves fan today from the group. They've lost Cunha, they've lost the left back. They've been ripped apart. Brentford have been ripped apart. The only club are not being ripped apart is Fulham.
But then you've got to make that next step. So now, whatever European competition, I'm sure
we will never.
But wherever we've got to win. We've got to.
We will never be able to go. We will never be able to go. We will only hit a certain height because the top 6 have put up. They put up. They because they don't by Saudi. They have that financial backing to get into that next step. But they even never block. Even they block deals because if you open the floodgates, right? Say they went back to where he was before all his PSR crap, right? And Marinakis can get a checkbook out. We were able to compete. But Newcastle, they're the richest club in the world, and they can't even spend hardly a penny because they probably have to sell players now to make up for the Elanga purchase. So it's just I'm gonna rant about. I'm just annoyed with it all. It's just football is becoming.
This is why we're football fans, man. This is why we're football fans, because these kind of things happen. And listen to me, whatever happens to Gibbs-White, if he stays, it seems like he's definitely going to go. I'm not going to go Gibbs-White, more Gibbs.
Good luck. Let's just say to Gibbs-White, good luck in whatever you do. We wish you wealth and health for you and your family.
Definitely. Right, before we do next top up, make sure please do hit the like button if you can, subscribe if you're new. The next topic, people, and again, we all got jollied about the Crystal Palace situation, and I don't know. It's good to be in Europa, but at the same time, I feel sorry for the fans because he was on the other form. Do you think the other fans will feel sorry for us? So who wants to start with this one about the situation?
I'll go.
Go on, Dylan.
I'll go. What do you want to know?
Do you think we deserve to be in Europa? Yes or no? Do you think Palace should stay there?
Right, I'm going to say something, and this is how I feel about it. Right? Do I think that it should be we should be in Europa and the way it's gone? No, I don't. I think it should be just left as it is. There's no issue. But I'm not going to sit here and start banging on about it, me personally, because to me, I'm not going to say it's morally wrong, it's morally this, because if I can get a ticket to go to a Europa game, I'm going. So therefore, if I think it's morally wrong, or it's all morally wrong, then I shouldn't be going to that Europa game. Then I'm being, do you know what I mean? So therefore, UEFA make the decision, and we have to go with it. Do you know what I mean? Do I think it's right? No, I don't. Leave it as it is. But the way, if it turns out Forest, you're in Europa, you're in conference, all right, whatever, get on with it. That's my personal opinion. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to.
Mark in the comments is on point here. And I think it's just ironic.
This one.
I feel sorry for the fans for what has happened, but the owners
knew
what they needed to do and didn't do it. Look, the rules are the rules, guys. And so it's ironic that Evangelo Marinakis is the person that relinquished control and put his business and his football club into a blind trust so that he could adhere to the rules. And the Crystal Palace guys didn't do that. Because it was either they didn't think they needed to, or because they were a little bit confident, or they were. Who knows what it is? But they broke the rules. Like they broke the rules, and so that's it. And so Marinakis has to go through the pain of doing that, and so they should have done the same thing. They didn't do it, so therefore that's just the way it works. And we're happy to. Who was coming out when we got done for PSR? And I feel sorry for the fans. No one.
Thank
No
you.
one was feeling sorry for us or giving us the points back. We had to deal with it. We dealt with it and moved on. Crystal Palace, deal with it and move on.
Dave, can I ask you this? Sorry to put in, right? When we had this to the PS4, Crystal Palace wanted more points deduction from us.
Yeah, well, no good. Boot them out. They broke the rules. You can't do that. The rules are there for a reason. So, what if it was the manager sent on a 12th player in the last 3 minutes and they scored? Bad luck. Then you can't follow the rules. So it's cut and dried, this one. Forest move up a place. They broke the rules. They're out. Thanks.
Did anybody see Texter's interview on TalkSport?
I saw it.
Where Jim White turned around to him and said, "When did you know that you was in trouble?" And he turned around and said, "When I stood next to the Prince and lifted the trophy." Straight away, he thought, "Oh shit." So therefore, they knew. Do you know what I mean? As much as Parish wants to go on saying, "Oh, he's not part of the club, he's not part of this," it takes 12 to 15 weeks for a new investor to be put into a club. Right? So
There's Palace fan. As a Palace fan, I don't have a problem with you getting Europa. It's the way Forest of. Who wants to respond to this one?
I'm going to respond to it. Marinakis went through a whole bloody pain in the ass to move his shares of the club around so that he could adhere to the rules, and Crystal Palace didn't adhere to the rules. So Marinakis is completely in his rights to be annoyed, because if Palace don't get dumped out, then Marinakis should not have relinquished his control of Nottingham Forest in the way that he did in the ownership structure, but he had to go through that because of the same rule. So he's absolutely, that would have cost him a fortune, a couple of £1 million to organise all of that, and like a couple of weeks worth of work. He's absolutely within his rights to be annoyed, and you should be out. Sorry, Palace. Congratulations on winning the FA Cup, but you broke the rules. That's it.
I think it's Texter. He says in an interview, "I knew as soon as we lifted the trophy."
Yeah, but when did Marinakis know? He was planning this for months. He knew what he had to do. He executed it on the last day that he possibly needed to. He was assessing the table and where Nottingham Forest was, and he pulled the trigger when he needed to. Palace should have done it yonks ago. They were in the quarterfinals. They should have known.
Brighton, I think, again, it's on TalkSport. Brighton did exactly the same. Brighton did exactly the same. And who else? Bournemouth did exactly the same.
Man City do it.
Man City do it. So what's the difference between, because Crystal Palace have not did it, or everyone's going to feel sorry for him? Like I said, the only thing that I feel sorry for is the fans. That's the only thing I feel sorry for.
The fans didn't deserve it. The fans don't deserve it.
The fans don't deserve it at all.
For Parish to stand on Sky Sports and play the worries me, I'm sorry, come on. Do you know what I mean? John Texter says it on TalkSport. As soon as we lifted the trophy, as soon as the final whistle went, I went, "Oh shit." So that to me tells you knew about it. You knew something. Do you know what I mean? And it's okay saying, "I've sold my shares to Willie, whatever his name is, the other owner," but it takes 15 weeks for the Premier League to vet everything. Do you know what I mean? The Premier League could sort this out like this.
Another thing for you, Dylan, he thought he could get away with it. He thought he could get away with it. Nah, he thought. You watched the interview. He knew. Yeah. He's no fool. Yeah. This guy, like he's a multi-bloody billionaire dude with investments in football clubs. Who's got an interest, a multi-million-dollar interest in football clubs. He knows the rules. No one can say they don't know the rules. Yeah. Like, come on.
And if he's that pissed off with if Marinakis has done this and done that, literally, John Textor has just sold 2 of his best players to Nottingham Forest from Botafogo. So what does that tell you? And what gets me is everyone goes on about some letter that Forest. No one knows the letter.
No one knows the letter.
Do you know what I mean? I've sent a letter to UEFA. I sent a letter to UEFA asking if I could have some tickets, but could it have been something else? But do you know what I mean? It's the same thing again. It's because it's Marinakis. Everything gets highlighted as It's like the thing with coming on the pitch with Nuno. Everyone jumps and goes, "Oh my God, look at what he's doing. He's berating the manager." The manager comes out 20 minutes later, goes, "He wasn't. I calmed him down. He was fuming. It wasn't to do with me." And then everyone's like, no one comes out and goes, "Oh, I apologise for jumping the gun."
Can I just say one last thing? Any owner would have to have his freaking mind read or assessed if he wasn't doing absolutely everything he could to push his football club forward. Writing letters, sending emails, coming onto the field, signing players himself, hugging players at the tunnel. He should be doing all of that stuff because he's trying to push the team forward as much as he possibly can by any means necessary. And that's why the Forest fans love Marinakis, because he is just so visible and just so all for us. I reckon he's great. I reckon keep doing what you're doing. You're 100% got Aussie Dave's support on what you do. Nah, he's a legend. Love him. He's the best signing we got anyway. Evangelo Marinakis, we trust. Get him out there.
I love him. I love it.
Steve, you got any thoughts on it? You kept quiet on it. Open your mouth.
I haven't read much into it, to be honest with you, because politics and football, if things will pan out eventually anyway, so I haven't really read much into it. But what I would say is, and the boys who touched on it, would they feel sorry for us? No. When we had the points deduction, everyone picked us when we were down. Like Dave mentioned, or Dylan mentioned, when Marinakis were on the pitch, or Gary Neville spouting off. And it's just, we're becoming a bit of a scapegoat, I feel. And the way Marinakis is and his demeanour, he's very easy target now. And I don't care. And if people want to start hating us, Palace, Spurs, or whatever, carry on. As long as we do the business on the pitch.
We've got Crystal Palace. Is it second game in? Away?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just bring it on. I mean, in fact, I know they're different clubs, but this is what the likes of Leeds and Millwall have fed off for years. They don't like us and all that kind of thing, but it's for different reasons, I know. But if you start having that mentality, like the world's against you, then it can galvanise a club and bring people together and think, you know what, we've got nothing to lose, but anything to gain. So, but again,
how's he wrong? Spiritual.
Oh, God, sorry, I'm sorry, Steve.
This is all just.
Wrong.
I mean, it goes back to a scenario. I know you want to defend your club, and we're all loyal to our club.
He's defending Palace.
Of course, yes. I really do the same. I'm sitting here defending my own and my club, so it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And
I don't go into a Crystal Palace stream and say, I sucked in, you got booted out of the league.
But again, we were told as Forest fans, when we were deducted 4 points, we had to own it and say, yeah, put your hand up and say you broke the rules. We were, I had fans come up to me from other clubs saying, "Oh, you just brought like 30 players. You spent 150 million. How dare you? How dare you do that? I know you're going to break the rules." Oh, okay, sorry, we have to own up to it. So now, I'm sorry, pal.
I actually like that they broke the rules, Steve. That is exactly what they should have done. Because it was the only way that we were going to survive was what Marinakis did. I kid you not, if we go in with bloody Joe Lolly, we're getting relegated. So I fully applaud the way that they did it. They pulled off the impossible, Nottingham Forest staying in the Premier League. Brilliant.
By spending up to 200 million, yeah. And look at
Sunderland. Look at Sunderland. They're spending.
Have you heard what they call, the financial blokes on TalkSport? You've got Kieran Maguire and you've got Stephen Borsted, right? Both of them, whenever they go on about PSR, they always say you can either do it the right way or you can do it the Forest or Marinakis way.
Right. That's what we should be doing.
I still get a Leeds fan come up to me, still get him talking to it. Oh yeah, but you broke the rules. But, okay. All right, we took our punishment, or did we get relegated? No, we didn't. You did. But so let's carry on.
That's my point. We have to own up to all this. So I'm sorry, Palace fans, but you have to own up to it as well. I feel sorry for you, but also you have to own up to it. Your owner's messed up, and that's the end of that. You have to move on.
Our owner doesn't mess up. Our owner's like a legend. Bet you'd swap owners if you could. Our guy's so good, Ben. How good is Evangelos Marinakis? He's just
no. He's good. Mr. Marinakis is fabulous, but at the same time, I feel he's got something to do with the Gibbs-White situation. But we're not going to go back there again.
What? He's stopping it. He's trying to stop it and get more money out of it.
What do you want him to do?
I understand it, but when he's trying to blame other people, the old recruitment team.
Yeah, but he employs them.
I know he does.
He can't sit there under every contract and do everything. I'm not being funny, but if you have your own business, you don't employ a financial expert and you don't employ a CEO to then expect to stand over him and going, oh, well, are you supposed to put that point between that 1 and 2? And are you supposed to do that contract like that? He pays them a whacking good wage to do their job. So why would he watch over them? Do you know what I mean?
Heavens, I am Nottingham Forest, Dylan. I'd be watching over everything. Like, come on, you'd be watching. You'd be sweating every single signing and doing it all. You'd be loving life. Come on. You'd be doing training.
Right. Let's see.
Sorry, Ben. Just a quick one. Sorry, Ben. Just a quick one. And let's face fact, right? Let's be careful what we wish for you. We've got a passionate owner who's put a lot of money into the club, and we could end up with an owner like Reading's, Sheffield Wednesday, Leicester's. They've lost heart. They don't put money into the club anymore, and we got to be careful what we wish for. And I'd rather take Marinakis or any other owner like that, because, like Dave said, he's out there. He's outlandish. He's a hell of a character. He's just wears his heart on his sleeve, and I'd rather that over any other owner who just doesn't care and just leaves us go by the wayside. And so carry on. I agree with Dave.
You agree with Dave for the first time? Bloody hell, I've never seen that in my channel.
I reckon we should all get the new Forest shirt, right? Get the new Forest shirt, and we should have Marinakis put on the back, number 1.
You do that. You do it first.
I'll do it. I'm not
we still love him. We still love him. But he does good, he does bad. But
the only thing I don't like in the whole Marinakis setup with Olympiacos is when we buy a player, as soon as he signs, I'm waiting for that following tweet or social media post to say, this player signed for Forest. 24 hours later, he's been loaned out to Olympiacos. That just winds me up. That's the only thing.
Oh, it's good. He should be using. That's what he should be doing. Have you ever played Championship Manager? Where you have
I know. But
you move one player like the bad team. That is exactly what you should do.
I know, but they do the whole PR thing, all the lights on that and glitz and glamour. The next thing, and 24 hours later, he's off to Olympiacos for the season. Oh well, we're not going to see him then.
That's done for tax purposes and stuff.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
Allegedly, Dylan. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Can we just touch on? And can we just move it on to talking about what the shape of the team should be and replacements to answer Mark's question? Ooh.
It's just Eve. It's just Eve.
Oh, I love Eve. How are you, Eve? Happy birthday.
Hello, Eve. Wait, days. Mark, this one.
Mark's comment. He just asked who will replace Alanga and Morgan Gibbs-White, and what will we do in terms of the team? And so I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm an expert on scouting players that we should get in, but I would say that with Alanga and Morgan Gibbs-White going, it is actually a chance for us to reboot the style of the team. And will Nuno press on with the same tactics of the limited possession and the fast wingers? Does he go for a more skillful bunch of players that can retain possession of the ball? Maybe it's something different.
Again, you see Marinakis is lunatic. What about your owner? Your owner's like.
Let's not get drawn into that, Ben.
Sam Jordan actually destroys him. So what's your owner done?
No, yeah, he's not an owner. Yeah, but listen to. I'm going to just say this one thing, right? This guy is absolutely a legend. He seems to be passionate about his team, but Steve Parish isn't an owner. He hasn't even got a golden vote. So Texter says so.
No, he didn't. Because Texter had more shares, but
it's the other two that own it.
Yeah.
That likes Parish. That's why he runs it all.
Right, before I was gone, and I said, what was one more that topic we want to do? But before we do, please do hit the like button if you can, people. So, and like I said, I'm not, there's over 90 people here. Please do hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Just lads, right? We've brought in 2 players in Hugo Jesus and João Cunha. I'm going through each panel.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus. Jesus.
So I'm going to start with you, well, Steve. Like I said, we brought 2 in. Langer's gone. Gibbs-White, we think he'll be gone. And people in the chat as well, get involved. How many players do you think we need to bring in? And do you think Marinakis will bring a better player than Marinakis? A better player than Gibbs-White? People in the chat as well, get involved. Steve, what do you think? What's your thoughts on it?
A better player than Gibbs-White. We're gonna have to pay top coin, aren't we? Top dollar. I mean, more players out there with the same ability or better ability. Of course, there are players out there. But it goes back to a saying earlier, Ben. Going back to a saying earlier, Ben, we got to go scouting, and them players, if they're that good, will be scouted by bigger, better teams. So we have to go to negotiate the table and get everything right with the wages, the setup, the project. I mean, you could give a list of players we linked with. There's new ones every day, but I'll just say I'll pick up what Dave said earlier, which is a valid point. The way the team plays. Now, Elanga was our big outlet, on the counter-attack. Have I just frozen?
No, you're still going.
Sorry.
No, you just made yourself a good point. No one's interrupting you, Steve.
I can't believe that. It's like time frozen then. The 3 were completely still.
We're listening so your internet don't freeze.
I know. The way we set up with Elanga's pace on the counter to carry us up the pitch, with Gibbs-White, his ball retention, the way he spins and plays players through. Yes, so will Nuno change tack? It's been an interesting point. See what players he bring in. We will have to retain the ball better than we have in the last couple of seasons, I think. But then a lot of managers don't like changing the way they play. So I got a feeling he'll try and go like for like. He will try and get someone pacey like Elanga. He does like his wingers. And I think with the Gibbs-White factor, like I said, we may have to just get a player who is on par or slightly below. Because again, we're not in that market, Ben, to buy someone who's even better than Gibbs-White. We're going to have to spend 50, 60, 70 million on someone who's going to be that ball player who's better than Gibbs-White. So for me, I mean, we could run off some names that's been linked, but I couldn't tell you what the answer is. Looks like that Bakayoko is going to Germany. Me personally, I don't think McAtee, I haven't seen enough of him to judge him, but I don't think he's the answer. Harvey Elliott, I know, Ben, you're saying no, but again, would you turn him down? I don't know. Again, he's a big part player. It's the reason why these teams let these players go, but that's the market we're in. But Harvey Elliott, what is he, a 10? Is he a winger? Is he central midfielder?
You could have said that about Williams. When we signed Williams. Nico. When we signed Williams, he was a bit pop there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Up a level. I'm going to pose a question to you fellas. So one of the comments in there in the section says, should we get for 100 million, we can get Mbuemo and whoever else it was in the comments and Wissa, right? Now, should we try and continue to be the land of opportunity and sign the top 6 club player rejects like Hudson-Odoi, Anthony Elanga, or the up-and-comers like Morgan Gibbs-White? Or should we try and elevate ourselves a little, I think, and be trying to get Wissa and Mbuemo and trying to sign players from bottom 10 Premier League teams that are looking to go that next step up and play in Europe? I think it's more a philosophy choice at this point, not necessarily individual players. Where are we at in terms of a philosophy? Are we signing 40 million, 50 million pound players, or are we still trying to hit 20 million pound gems and have them move up? And I think we want to be 20 million pound gems. We want to turn 20, 30 million pound players into 60 million pound players, the way we did with Elanga and Gibbs-White. And Wemmer would be good though.
I remember with good, but like I say, he's good to Man U, but it seems like Man U are just delaying with it.
We're on a different. We're on a different path now. Say if we do get Europa, that opens up a different ballgame now. That opens up on a player that we probably need to buy that has a bit more of a pedigree. Do you know what I mean? Bit more. I'm with Dave on the. I think we don't need to. If Gibbs-White goes, we've got. I think his replacements, and I said this earlier in the week. His replacements already here. In
who's Anderson's replacement?
Anderson's. I think you go and get someone else like what's his name from Man City,
McAtee.
He plays with him for England. Maybe he comes in. He's
as a number 10 though. As a number 10. That's why.
Where does he play? Where does he play?
He's a number 10.
Who? McAtee.
He sounds pretty good.
Yeah, but you promote Anderson because Anderson is good, and Anderson's preferred position is number 10. But he never played there because he could never replace Gibbs-White. So that's he was too good he was too good not to be in the squad. Do you know what I mean? He had to be in the squad because he was that good, but he couldn't play number 10 because Gibbs-White. So I think you give Anderson the number 10 role because you're never going to find a player like Gibbs-White, and then you bring someone in to play under him, like a McAtee, and do it that way and fight it out. And then on the wing, we're Elanga. Look at Johnson. When we got Johnson, we sold Johnson. Oh no, what we're going to do? We're not going to get any. We found Elanga.
Well, we already had Elanga, didn't we? We already.
No, but what I'm trying to say, we bought Elanga because we knew Johnson was going.
We bought Elanga because we knew and maybe that's what's also frustrating this time around is that the plan doesn't seem to be in front of it. I think Forest go out and buy 6 or 7, 15 to 20 million pound players, all with upside, and if 2 or 3 of them can hit. And I actually think we saw the best of Sangare in the last couple of matches last season. He's going to be a key player next year.
I mean, David, he's got to step up now.
Oh, he's going to step up. He's going to be like our key guy. It's going to be Sangare and Anderson, and then who's in that other middle position? And you guys will argue that it should be Ryan Yates every day of the week, and maybe you're not wrong.
Listen to me. Right? If you want to debate, if you want to debate again, David, about our Ryan Yates, listen to me. We need to get better.
How many goals does the bet this season?
I will tell you the start when the season starts.
5?
Yeah?
Can I just say one thing as well, though?
Yeah, before we do go, before wrap up.
Maybe negotiations are a bit slow because going back to the Europa League thing, until we are officially announced as making that next step up, maybe the club are holding back because when it comes to the negotiation table, there's not something they can offer the player and say, look, we're not playing conference now, we're playing Europa. So maybe they're holding that in their back pocket as well because, again, it's that kind of next step up where they can say to the player, we can offer European football because there can be a lot of players, and including the Premier League, who want to play European football, who would probably join us. And I know a few of you mentioned about stepping stone and going to the next level. Yeah, maybe you are right. I think Dylan said it. Maybe we can go to the teams who are underneath us and cherry pick one of their players. I mentioned earlier about the Big Six cherry picking us. So maybe we're in that stage now where we can start cherry picking.
Cherry pick the bottom couple.
Well, it's like that. What's his name? Who we're looking at from PSV. What's his name?
Bayeko. Jonathan Bayeko.
But supposedly there's 3 Premier League teams have gone in: us, Bournemouth, and Everton. Well, I'm not being, and I've read reports that Forest are leading it because Forest can offer European football.
Yeah, but then he's going to Germany. Bayer Leverkusen wants him.
No. Yeah, that don't mean nothing, no. Premier League's got more pull. Premier League plus Europa. I'll have more pull.
It was reports on social media.
No.
What would you know? Are you ITK, Dylan? Is Dylan ITK?
No, I don't believe everything you read because
I don't believe nothing until I see him in the shirt in the ground.
But Europa League and the Premier League has more pull than anything else. Do you know what I mean? Players nowadays want to go. Look at I've not seen the score. Has Chelsea won the FIFA World Cup?
Yeah,
pretty much. It's up, yeah.
and I'm not being funny, but that all right, Chelsea's won it, but is that not a massive promotion for the Premier League? Is that
Well,
not
for
a
Chelsea.
big, massive?
For
No,
Chelsea,
but
it is.
massive-
For Chelsea, it
No,
is.
but isn't that the second time they've won it? They've just played all the teams over the world, and they've won it again in the Premier League's come on top again. So it's.
I don't know. This is the same. Time will
Just
tell.
wait and see with the signings, Ben. I think trust the process, trust the recruitment team. Let's just see what happens.
One player we haven't mentioned I'd like.
You quick, make it quick. Yep.
Jack Grealish.
No, not for me.
Why?
Not for me. I want hungry players. I don't want another Lingard.
I think he could be our captain.
Lingard was good at the start until he got injured, Ben.
No, what did he do? Lingard played good for us in a friendly against someone, and
supposedly Lingard
he was good until he got injured.
No, it's
he was
all
a very
about
good
money.
cheerleader.
A very good cheerleader. Yeah, off the pitch he was.
What Grealish has done to himself though? He's put himself in a position of where if he took a pay cut, and it goes back to right in the beginning. We're all about loyalty and the way the players are with money. He might be an example of he can sit on his backside at Man City and earn stupid money but not play football, but go to a team like a Forest or even go back to Villa but take a pay cut but play football week in week out.
Go back to Villa, as that's what he should do.
This is where the footballers are driven by money. End of. And players like that, even if Forest went to him and said, we can offer Europa League, you'll be one of our star players who play week in, week out, he'd probably turn and say, well, no, because I can sit on my backside at Man City and earn 180k or whatever it is, or 200k a week.
Which team you signed for, actually, Steve, dictates your future. So Alan Shearer signing for Newcastle. And the way that he went and did that and the loyalty that he showed to his boyhood club set him up for the rest of his post-football career. And so he could have signed for United, and whilst he might have scored more goals, I'm just not sure that he's sitting on panels with Gary Neville and Roy Keane if he played for Manchester United. Don't think that he is. So the way that you conduct yourself and what's your resume after post-career? And if you've been sitting on the bench for Manchester City, you're not getting any pundit roles. You're not doing anything.
Right, people. It's been a great show. A good debate. I've missed these guys. I've missed Dylan more than anyone else. Because
I just still like Dylan's Australian Nottingham Forest jersey.
Yeah, I love.
Do you know what? This is my favourite one.
Is that a tough one?
Because you're going to support the Aussies in the World Cup. I can't wait until we get drawn in the same pool as you. I'm going to be unbearable.
Rugby, cricket.
The Rugby League Ashes coming to the UK at the end of the year. That'd be good.
It's funny enough that the Welshman's quiet on this because the Welshman don't.
I didn't want to get on with England tonight.
Wait! What happened, Steve?
I know it was
4-0. I don't care about international football. I couldn't care less.
It was 4-0 just before half time.
Final score: England 6, Wales 1. Sorry, Steve. Thought rub it in. Well done to the English ladies. Come on. Sorry, Steve.
But again, we still be waiting for England to actually win something. In football. We're still waiting. How many years now? 40 years.
We're going to end the show. Years. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the Aussie Day for waking up so early, and thank you for the guest appearance from his cat for coming as well.
It was not like that little Reiko, but yes.
Hang on, Ben. Breaking news: Chelsea have won the World Cup. And just breaking news, they're going to sign another 20 players and they're going to spend another £2 billion. Because that's how much they gained from that tournament. Yeah. So, good on Chelsea.
Is it 135 million one tip then? Is it
100?
No, there's more than that, doesn't it?
It said it on telly the other day. The winner gets 100 million.
Oh, who wins the final?
Whoever wins the tournament gets 100 million.
We'll go at it next year and we'll win.
We'll go to next year. No, it's every 4 years, David. It's every 4 years.
Based on your T1 coming.
So if we win the Champions League in 3 years' time, we'll be in it. So, right, it's been a great show. Thank you. Like I said, to the man. Thank you, David, for waking up so early. He's all the way in Australia.
Oh,
Thank you, Steve, for all the way
It's
from
okay.
Wales. And
he's in the future. David's in the future.
he's in the future.
I just,
It's
I'm tomorrow. Yeah, I can.
It's Monday
Yeah,
morning.
Gibbs-White's going for 70 million
This is why the saying goes, don't worry about if it's the end of the world tomorrow, because Australia would already know about it.
That is true. That is true. And thank you, Dylan. All the way
I'm
in
one day
Meadows.
ahead of you guys and always have been anyway. So,
And thank you to myself for coming doing this.
Thank
show
you,
as well.
Ben.
No worries. Make sure if you re-watching this and discreet that everything.
Go scan the link. Match bingo.
Oh yeah, match bingo as well, people. If you're over 8, David, you better scan the code. If you don't, I'm coming already to Australia.
I'll try scanning the code, but I can't do
You
it.
liar! You absolutely.
No, because Ben
Don't use my
doesn't
Wi-Fi.
know how to use StreamYard. Start off his
Wait.
laptop. You just can't scan the code. There we go.
Wait.
Go scan the code now.
No. I'm trying. Oh wait, yeah, got it.
See?
Has everyone gone?
No.
No, we're all
Oh, now we've got rid of. Oh, right.
Where have we gone? That's it. There we are. Scan it.
See? App not available. I can't
Yeah,
scan
Just
it.
down the code and my head came up.
I got it.
That's it,
I got
people.
it.
Be like Dylan and be a nice guy. Scan the bloody code. I know that I'm doing you know what? Before I'm doing an aggressive promotion. Bloody scan the bloody code. Okay, that's what you need to do.
What do I get if I download?
It's just like bingo. You win all this money and all that. So yeah, scan the bloody code. If you don't, I'll give you one of them.
And Dore's going to send us all a tenner each so we can join up. Thanks, mate.
That was afterwards. That was afterwards.
Dore's going to give free Nottingham Forest. He's going to give away
in our accounts. You're going to
I will do it, Dylan. Just do it after the show, okay? Thanks. Right, people, it's been a great show. If you're watching this, thank you for. Make sure you put all your comments in. If you agree or disagree with Dylan, that everything that Dylan said, please do. Right, whatever happens, something might happen tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll do a live show as well. David, any more shows, David, that you're doing?
Nah, just the rugby league one. Just the Sharks.
Just the Sharks.
I'll have some more stuff for you soon, gang.
Oh yeah, so make sure everyone subscribes to David as well.
Yeah, look.
Yes, that's better, Dylan. Dylan, you're my favourite mate. Scan the code. Wait, Steve, have you scanned it?
Not yet, no.
What do you mean?
I wonder if number 10 is going to come up in bingo. Probably not.
You know, actually, Steve, you're a disgrace. All right, people, I'll get going. Thank you for everyone. Make sure you please do hit the like button, subscribe if you know. Maybe I'm on tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday. We never know. Peace and love, people. Good night. Have a great day tomorrow.